Hello, and welcome to our course on planning, budgeting, and forecasting. Right, so this is our course in the series on the accounting course. This is the next course in our accounting series. Now, in this course, we are going to cover strategic planning, budgeting concepts, forecasting techniques, profit and loss statement and master budget, budget monitoring and control, budgeting for a startup and budgeting in a dynamic market, and as well as the behavioral aspect of budgeting. Now, before we actually start with the course, just wanted to run you through what we are going to cover in this. We are going to cover all the basics and concepts, the theory part of the budgeting, planning, and forecasting. Now, for a layperson, all these three terms, budgeting, planning, and forecasting, may appear to be one and the same, right? And in most of the practical sense, for a non-finance person, for a non-accounting person, these terms may be virtually equal or similar, but there is a minute difference. There is a difference in opinion, difference in in usage of these three terms. So we'll learn about what is the difference and how they differ from each other. In fact, in addition to learning the concepts, we'll take those concepts in the theory a bit further. We'll work on a live case study, an example. We'll create a model in Excel, a linked model in Excel. So we'll cover the concepts, right? We'll understand the theory first and then directly go to an Excel based case study, Excel based example where we'll work through. In the course, I will create a budget for example for a store, for an electronics store, and try to relate all these concepts, the basic concepts of budgeting. We'll first learn the theory and right away move to an example, and that way we'll be able to understand these concepts better. So this is next step in our accounting series. So this is a intermediate to advanced level course. You will have to have some prerequisite into accounting. You will have to have some prerequisite into using Excel. You should be comfortable with using Excel and Excel models. You should also be comfortable with the accounting and financing concepts. It's good if you have some exposure to the business. If you have worked in a live business, if you have worked as a manager or as an administrator or even as an employee who's seen a business by first hand, then that would help. But if you're a student, that should also be helpful. This course should also be helpful because you'll get to understand some concepts. You'll get to understand how the theory relates to real life example, what's happening out there in the market that you may or may not have covered in your classroom study. So this is to supplement what you're going to learn in classroom, and this is also going to make you ready for that business environment and make you more adaptable, make you more prepared for your employment whenever you start working in a job or in your internship, right? So this is what this course is to study the theory, study the concepts, and also side by side parallelly apply those concepts to a live case study via an Excel. Now, since this is a video recording, if you are not comfortable with any of the parts, you can pause it, rewind it, and watch it over and over again until and unless you are comfortable. And I would really insist, really request you to do watch those videos again and pause them and make sure that you're comfortable with the concepts, because this is, again, it's a built up model. In case of any building, unless you are comfortable with the concepts at the ground, unless you're comfortable with the first floor, you cannot go on building the top, second floor, third floor, top floor, and so on, right? So the budget model that we are going to work on, the budget model that we are going to solve in Excel, is also going to work in a similar fashion, right? Unless you are comfortable with the first concept, you may not be able to move to the second concepts, because those things are interrelated, interdependent on the previous topics. Even if you don't understand the theory in the first go, that is fine, because we are going to repeat the theory and apply it in a real example in the Excel sheet But if you're not comfortable in the Excel sheet example as well, so you can relate these concepts in the Excel as well, in the model as well. But if you're not comfortable in the Excel model, then you should pause the video, rewind the video, and make sure you get it right. All right.